Hey everybody, and welcome to today's Epraise live session. This is Getting Started for Parents. Thank you for joining us today. Hosting this Epraise live session is myself, Ben Dunford, and the room next door to me is Kelsey. Hi Kelsey.
Hi guys.
So we're going to go through where to get help, some different login options, what the difference between the app and the website is, and give you a little tour of the app. Now, this is just a getting started session. We've also got a session next week going into a little bit more detail in a few of our more advanced features. Again, probably the same place where you found this webinar. You can go to home and you can go to live events and you can access that there. So my name's Ben, I'm the director, and Kelsey next door is on the right on your screen there. So for those of you that don't know Epraise, we do three things. We help schools motivate students, help schools engage parents, help schools save teachers time. Everything we do is related to those three things. Now, you may want to, you may need some assistance with logging in, or you may have a question, or you may have some feedback. And depending on what you need, there's a few different places to get help. So if you need help logging in, there's a login guide on our website. Note that we can't help you log in by changing your password or changing your username or adding your email address to the site. You'll need to contact the school. There's also some help on using the platform. So once you're logged in, if you go to the help menu, you'll see a parent guide in there, which you'll find really useful. If you have a data inquiry or problem, so for example, if the system does not recognize your email address, then you need to contact the school directly. And if you have a bug report or a suggestion, that's probably the time where you might want to contact us with whatever the issue is. Okay, so how to log in on the website, it's really straightforward. You go to epraise.co.uk. You click on login, you select your school, you go to the parents tab, and that's really important. You then enter your email, leaving the password field blank, and click on login, and Epraise will send you some instructions in an email. Now, obviously, this is a recorded webinar, so if you forget this, you can always go back to it under the live events under the home menu. And this is also written in our login guide. The process is similar, but slightly different in our app. And I'm going to show you this process in just a second. But first, of course, you need to get the app. You can get the app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Once you've downloaded that app, go into it, select your school. Again, go to the Parents tab. Again, this is really important. Click on Register, enter your email, and click Request a Login Code, and then enter the code that's emailed to you. So in both cases, the school is going to need to have an email address for you in order for you to log in. Now, there's two different ways to access the platform, the app and the website. Most parents will use the app because it includes most of the features that you will need. The website includes a couple of extra things, but the app is probably all you'll need as a parent. In fact, we find that about 80% of parents and students use the app as opposed to the website. The app stays logged in, it's got most of the features that you'll need, and it's obviously designed for smartphones. If you have a bigger device like a tablet, a laptop or a computer, you may wish to consider using the website as well. So I'm going to give you a quick demo now, and I'm going to go through some of the most important parts of the app. So I'm just going to switch screens now. Okay, so once you go into the app, if I go into the Devon Academy, so the first step is select your school. This is my school, and I'm a parent, so I'm going to click on parents. Then I'm going to type in my email, and I've just got an example email here. And I click on register, which is that one there. Then I get the option to request a login code, so I click on that one there. It says login code has been sent to your email. So then I go to my email, and that's going to take a couple of seconds to come through. And once that does come through, and hopefully we'll do in just a second, I can just enter that in there. I'm just going to copy and paste that in because that's a little bit easier for me. There we go. Not going to work. Hopefully. Oh, I've done that twice. That was silly, wasn't it? There we go. Login. So here we go. So we've got I've actually got three children, Sophie, Liz and Jason, and on each of those tabs it will display information relating to each of those students, as you might expect. So I can see things like their points, which is when they've done something good. I can see their demerits, which is when they've done something bad, and I can see interventions, which might be good or bad. So if the student gets a detention, you might find that in there, or if the student has some support sessions, you might find that in there. In this case, it's mostly bad. If you want to see the details, just click on those details and you'll see some more details in there. Now, just going through the bits down here, we've got some badges. So badges are, well, it depends on what type of badge, depends on what it is. So a milestone is when they reach a certain number of points. The achievements are when they complete a kind of whole school thing. And the accolades are when they complete an individual thing. Now, depending on how your school set up, depends on what you will see. So some parents may see accolades, some parents may see achievements, some parents may see milestones, some may see none, some may see all. The same applies to demerits and interventions. We have some schools that don't use those features as well. And the same also applies to homework, which is this last thing down here. And the homework will take us to the planner, which is where we can see a to-do list and a completed list of all the homework and all the classwork that our child, in this case Sophie, has to work on. The next thing I wanted to talk about was Messenger. So Messenger is a way of keeping in touch with the school. So if your school has this enabled, you may be asked to fill in a form, like for a trip or visit. You may be given some information, maybe a newsletter, or it may just be a conversation about your child. So this tells you things like you haven't responded to it, it'll be in yellow. If it's a new message, it will be in red. And under the More tab, you'll find all the different areas of the site that we haven't already covered. So for example, the school information is a really nice way to see things like the school map or term dates, timings of the school day, who's who, all that kind of stuff. Again, the school may or may not use that, but that's there if they do. You've got all the bits from the student's profile that we saw earlier, plus 2 more. So we've got documents, which is where you can share things like the student reports. Unfortunately, Jason doesn't have any at the moment. We also got assessment, which is like your grades. So it's listed by subject. You can go in and see what those different assessment grades were, or maybe some feedback if there is any as well. Further down the bottom, you can also see the Get Involved area. Get Involved is like clubs and activities. And we've also got Parents' Evenings, which is where you can sign up for Parents' Evenings. You can create an appointment, like, for example, I'm going to book an appointment for my son Jason. It's going to be with his science teacher, and it's going to be at 4:30. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. It's really nice to have this opportunity to talk to you. If you do have any questions, as I say, normally the best person to ask is your school administrator, your Epraise administrator at school, and then they can send through anything that's required. If you have a particular problem, again, send it through to your Epraise administrator at your school, and they'll get in touch with us if needed. We'd love to see you at next week's session on, I believe it's Messenger and Parents' Evenings. Kelsey, is that correct? Yep, that's correct. Yep. So it'd be great to see you there as well. Bring some questions, because we always like answering questions, and we haven't had any today, which is a shame. But bring your questions next week, and we'll look forward to speaking to you then. Thanks very much. That's all from me. Is that all from you, Kelsey? Yeah, thanks, guys. And we hope you enjoy using the platform. That's all, really. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. We'll speak soon. Have a nice evening. Cheers. Bye-bye. Cheers, everybody.